Alright guys, this is solving systems of equations. Every time you have a system of equation, you will have two equations. And your goal is to find a value, or just a number, for x and for y that make both equations true. So we're just going to follow it through step by step. Step 1 tells us to find the equation that tells you what x is. So we're just going to look at both of our equations, and we're going to circle the one that tells us what x is. And there we have it. This equation says x is, or x equals y plus 4. Let's move on to step 2. Plug that equation into the x of the other equation. And that's going to look like this. Boom. Now let's move on to step 3. Step 3 asks us to solve that new equation for y. So our new equation looks like this. And now we're just going to solve for y, or isolate for y, and get it all by itself. First, let's combine our y's on this side of the equation. Next, we're going to subtract a 4 from both sides. And that will leave us with 3y equals negative 6. We're going to divide both sides by 3. And you're going to get an answer of y equals negative 2. We're almost done. Let's move on to step 4. Step 4 asks us to plug our new y value into the original equation from the very beginning. So here's our new y value, and we're going to plug it into the original equation. Now step 5, we are going to solve for x in this new equation here. So that's going to look like this. And then we're going to add a 2 to both sides in order to isolate our x. And we'll get a final answer of x equals 2. Now we're going to take our two different answers of y equals negative 2 and x equals 2, and we're just going to write them out, and it's going to look like this. There's our final answer. X equals 2 and y equals negative 2. That will make both equations true. Now, just for fun's sake, we're going to plug both of these values into our original equations, and we're going to show how that makes our equations true. All right, let's notice real quick how we have both of our original equations. And when we plug in our final answer that we got through our steps, notice that it makes both equations true. I plugged in these values here, y to y, x to x, y to y, and it made 2 equals 2, check. Negative 2 equals, forgive me, that should be a negative. Negative 2. Both of them check out. So that is our goal with solving systems of equations. You have 5 steps. Please make sure that you copied down each of those steps onto your own notes, and now you can use these steps to solve some new problems.